Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to a special Gatorchatter.com video. Right around Thanksgiving, I made the mistake of checking my private messages, and I had one from my good friend Pasty Stool. Now, Pasty, aka Rick, said he was thinking about buying this old Joe Robbie stadium seat and restoring it with his son, and it sounded like a terrific father-son project to me. So being the nice guy that I am and having the experience he wanted, I gave him some advice on what he should do and how he should do it. Then Rick quit beating around the bush and got straight to the heart of the matter. How much would you charge to do it? I eventually got the entire story out of Rick that his 15-year-old son Holden had become an enormous Miami Dolphins fan and had found this seat on eBay and desperately wanted to possess it. The idea at that point became that he would secretly buy it and have me restore it so he could give it to his son on Christmas morning. Now, this devious plan relied on me actually restoring this for him over a 2 or 3 week period and getting it back to him, and if I wasn't able to do that, he'd cancel the whole thing and Christmas would be ruined. Having met Rick and his son in person before, I couldn't agree fast enough. So, you can definitely see what 27 years in the Florida weather did to these seats. There's pretty much nothing left of the original powder coating, and where it wore away completely, we have some pretty good pitting and rust. When the Miami Dolphins Foundation offered these seats to season ticket holders, they included them on these black brackets so they could sit upright. And in the case of this particular chair, even the brackets are rusted, which tells me whoever bought this thing kept it outside. These seats were originally installed when the stadium was being built in 1987 and were there for 27 years until the stadium renovation in 2014. As you can see by some of these old construction photos, the ends and the armrests in between them were installed first by being drilled into the concrete, and the plastic seats were installed later. After the decision was made to tear them all out, the Miami Dolphins decided to offer both single and double sets of seats to the oldest season ticket holders they had, and in order to get the cast iron logo on each side of the seat, they had to use one end of the row on each side. So on this particular seat, it has a plate that reads 20 on both sides, which definitely leads me to believe this was the ends of row 20 somewhere in the stadium. So the first thing to do is to disassemble the seat, and fortunately it comes apart pretty easily. I was even fortunate enough to find 2 pieces of gum on the bottom of the seat, both in the same area, and it appeared the same type of gum, which leads me to believe it was the same person. Luckily, it scraped off really easy. This seat was all reassembled later by probably personnel of the Dolphins, so everything came apart very easily and nothing was rusted together. And during those 27 years, this seat saw a lot of history between 5 Super Bowls and a couple of World Series, 4 BCS National Championship games, and of course, it was the home for the Dolphins for all those years, the Marlins for over 20 years, and even the Hurricanes for 6 years before all the stadium seating was replaced in 2015. The 2 plates that hold the spring mechanism on the bottom of the seat come off really easy, and you can see when they're removed the difference in color from sun damage for all those years. It's gone from a very distinct orange to more of a red color. Also, the spring itself seems to be just fine and removes easily. Well, fairly easily. With everything apart, I have to get the plates off the sides here for the rows, and it's easily done by drilling out the rivets. The son has also done a number on these and faded out the number, and the plate on one of the sides had several dents in it, like someone had taken a hammer to it. So the next step on restoring these chairs is getting the old finish off, which is either powder coating or extremely heavy layers of paint. And I was hoping my sandblaster would make quick work of it. The pieces are extremely heavy and awkward, and what I learned was that my sandblaster was not doing the kind of quick work I hoped. The coating was simply too quick, and I didn't want to spend 2 weeks in my blaster. So I made the decision to use a paint remover, which is a gel placed on the surface and then scraped off the following day. I had to do this 2 or 3 times to get as much of the coating off as possible before I could put it back in the blaster and get the rest of it. This was easily the longest part of this process and took almost a week just to get everything cleared off. One of the side pieces had quite a bit of rust and pitting on the bottom where the powder coating had worn away and rain had been able to hit it for who knows how many years. So I had to fill that pitting or it would clearly show up when it was powder coated. Now, you can't just fill pits in metal when you want to do powder coating with anything. The point is the powder has to be able to stick to it through an electrical charge. Fortunately, JB Weld makes a two-part filler, which is perfect for powder coating, and that the powder will stick to it. So it's a matter of mixing the two, filling all the pits, and then sanding off the excess. With all the coating off, now is time to start worrying about powder coating it all. I've seen other restorations on these, and they actually repaint them, but I wanted something a lot more robust like the original finish. Paint not only takes too long to cure properly, but it's also more prone to scratching and things like that. I knew this chair would probably be sat in quite a bit off and on over the years. I didn't want the armrests getting scratched up, etc. So I really wanted to powder coat these orange. One problem I thought I might have is that my oven is very small and these cast iron sides are not. But I was pleased to see that they would fit just barely if they were propped up at a certain angle and a certain position. And through a lot of trial and error with some steel cable, I was able to hang them from the grill in a way that I could slide them into the oven and they would fit without touching the sides. While the process in this video makes it look like I did one coat, stuck them in the oven and was done, it wasn't that simple. Problem with powder coating is it's difficult to get all the angles you need and in all the crevices you need, and you have areas that you see when it comes out of the oven that are thin, the color doesn't match, etc. So basically you need a second coat. The best way to do that is a process called hot flocking, where after it's been sitting and curing in the oven, I immediately take it out red hot, put it back up, and shoot it again. The heat on the iron makes it stick even more than an electrical charge. And after giving it a nice second coat, I can just put it right back in the oven. A couple of these pieces required 2 or 3 visits back and forth, but that's not something you need to see in this video. The point is, I had to keep doing it until I got it right. After the coating is done, it's time to paint this logo. I had never done something quite like this before, but the idea was simple. First, the background had to be white. So after primering, I put several coats of gloss white on and several coats of gloss clear on top of that. Now the fun part, hand painting the raised areas to make the logo. I'm not sure how this was done originally when they had to make thousands of these, but I can tell you it's not a lot of fun and very easy to make a mistake. I spent hours doing the best I could on these, and overall, I thought it turned out pretty well. The Dolphins logo has a lot of details on it, and I didn't want to get too cute trying to get them all. So there were 2 row plates on the sides and 1 seat plate actually built into the top seat back. The seat back I decided to leave in instead of trying to mess with the rivets. And the long and short of this was I was simply going to hand paint in the numbers, which is in a slightly recessed area, and clean back any areas that I messed up outside the lines with alcohol. After I determined that was as good as it was going to get, it was time to lock it in with some clear coat, which really gives it a finished look. Instead of using the standard cheap spray can clear, I wanted a higher end product. So I went with the Spray Max 2-part clear. This is a neat product in which you can pop the seal on the bottom, shake it up, and the 2 parts mix inside. And you have a much higher end clear coat similar to what you'd see in a body shop. So good that you could build it up in layers and wet sand it back if you so wanted to. I believe I used 5 coats of this clear coat, so it's very, very thick and really looks great. These turned out as good as I possibly could have hoped. And the roll plates rivet right back in their holes very easily. Okay, the plastic back and the seat are limited in what you can do with them. They're permanently reddened a bit, but there's nothing that can be done about that. However, the top of the seat and the top of the back were the ones facing the sun, and they had a lot of sun fade in them. To get that sun fade out of those 2 areas, I had to wet sand them a little bit with several degrees of sandpaper, which brought that color back. Then it was just a matter of rubbing compound and polish just to bring back as much shine and color as I could on these. The 4 screws that came with the seat that connected the seat back were not original. They were small Phillips head screws when the original seats had much broader screws which filled the area better. I decided to use more of the same size bolt head that they originally came with. However, they have these raised numbers on them, and I wanted to get those numbers out and polish them. So this just involves putting those bolts in a drill, sanding off those numbers on the top, and then using various grits of sandpaper to get out the scratches. And the final step is to put them on my buffer, and you end up with a beautiful mirror shine. So reassembly was pretty easy and straightforward. Everything went back together without an issue, and I think the original springs hold just about as much power as they did when they were new. These are those seat bolt areas I was telling you about earlier, and you can see the sun fading there from where the old bolt used to cover the area. I was determined to cover that back up. Before the final reveal, I think it's always important to show what this thing looked like before, because it's easy to forget. Okay, Rick, go ahead.
All right, here we go. Here's the big reveal. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. I can't believe this. Have you ever seen anything like this? This is incredible. It looks brand new. This is incredible, Aaron.
Well,
Wow.
you sent me some pictures of restored ones, so I had to match what they did.
Oh my gosh. My son is going to he's going to go absolutely crazy. He's going to go absolutely crazy. This is just well beyond what I could possibly imagine.
Yeah,
Wow.
it looks really good.
Wow. Thank you, Marion. This is amazing. This is so cool.
He's gonna flip out.
He will. He's just going to absolutely flip out. I can't believe it.
How old is he?
He's 15.
Oh my gosh.
He's a massive Dolphins fan.
Very
Yeah, and wow. I mean, I just can't even believe it. It's just the detail you have on this. I almost don't want to touch it. Wow. Wow.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing his reaction on Christmas morning. I'm sure we'll get some good video of that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Thanks again, Aaron. Really, really appreciate it.
It's so big.
I want to be able to see her face. Can you open
Okay.
it up?
Oh, man.
I have no idea.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
boy.
what could this possibly be? It's not going to fit in it anywhere. Maybe it's something to the truck. Maybe it's something to the truck. What is it?
Oh, that's cool.
What is it?
Oh, this is the seeds.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
It's the seed you want.
Dude, it's so nice.
That's a real seed.
You know why it's nice, Holden?
Why?
Because you remember our friend Aaron?
Who's Aaron?
He's the one who gave me the trap, the ghost
Oh
trap.
man.
Do you remember the ghost
He
trap?
had one?
No. He fixed it up.
He
Wow.
fixed it.
Yeah. I bought it and he made it like it's brand new. I bought that one
Oh,
on eBay.
man.
Remember the one that disappeared on eBay?
Oh, you bought it. Oh my
Oh
god.
my
He
gosh.
refurbished it.
That's
Can
Ow.
you, it's like brand new, isn't it? Because he's
Oh my
amazing, that's
God.
why. Because he's amazing.
That's amazing.
I mean, it looks like it's brand new.
It looks so
He even
good.
he even polished the
Oh my god.
I mean, he
Wait,
even-
does anyone want to sing the...
Can I?
Yes. Yeah, this is Joe Robbie from Joe Robbie Stadium.
Wow, that's
He told me the whole history of this chair.
Oh my gosh,
First of all,
it's so
the thing is, it's like it's got it. They didn't sell a lot of them.
It's beautiful.
I know.
Like, remember when I said they sold 80,000? It's not true. Because what they did is they only prioritized them for
Wow,
really old
awesome.
season ticket holders,
That's
people who
really
have
one of the
tickets for a
coolest
really
things
long
I've ever
time. And they both of these are ends because they only had these things on the ends with the logo.
Isn't that
I know, yeah, this is one of the end ones.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
So they took two ends and they put them together.
wow?
And then
Seriously? Yeah.
Hold on, you have your very own reel.
Whoa.
I know.
That's awesome. Does anybody
Man,
else
that's
have one of
beautiful,
those?
Dad.
That's
It's
amazing.
beautiful. Thank you so much.
That's
I
insane.
can't believe he fixed it up so well.
Beautiful.
But did he paint these?
yes,
Oh
he
my
hand
God.
painted. So he had to blast
He did
off
that?
all.
Oh my
He had to take these. He had to take the whole thing apart. He had to blast off every single one of these separately in a sand blaster to get all
That's
the rust
insane.
off. And then he had to he powder coated them, and then he had to hand paint these things. Yeah, he painted everything, and then he had to polish. Like this is like almost new now.
Oh my
It was
God.
in really bad
How did
shape.
he do all that, man? That's amazing.
He's
Hold on,
amazing.
you are the only person in the entire world who has this.
I know.
Yeah.
That's so amazing. That's insane.
Wow, he did that